Hello guys, welcome back to this iqoption automation series P1. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fetch stocks or CFD and crypto underlying assist. In the last video, we successfully fetched Forex, right? So this is what we did in the last video. First, we made a request, WebSocket request, and after receiving the data, we did file handling or wrote underlying assist in a file called marginal underlying assist, and we stored this way. So in this video we are going to utilize the same function except a minor modification, and we will write one more function. Okay, one more function, common use utility function, and is stored all three underlying assist, all three instruments underlying assist, Forex, stocks, and cryptos, all these three combined. Okay, we will write all of these in one file. You can see Forex has 43, stocks has 293, and crypto has 73 assist available to trade at the moment. So we will store, like, combine all of these, it will be around something 400. So we will store all these in one file, same like this. Okay, we need this because whenever we are placing a trade or fetching candlesticks data to display or to do particular analysis, we need a particular assist unique ID. That's why it's very important, and this is the foundational steps that we are doing, right? So now let me take you to iqoption wave, do inspect. Okay, and then go to network tab, and out of this select scene and type underlying list in the search bar, and you can see we have marginal Forex instrument dot get underlying list, CFD dot get underlying list, and crypto underlying list, right? And if you watch it carefully, you can see the payload is same. The payload is quite same except one major difference, and that is this name. In case of Forex, this needs to be Forex. In case of CFD, this needs to be CFD, and in case of crypto, this needs to be crypto. Okay, so the payload is same because these things are categorized under marginal instrument. They are called the marginal instrument because we trade this thing under marginal conditions, right? Okay, so now we have already fetched a Forex, right? Now let's try to fetch crypto. Okay, right now it shows 73 crypto assets are available to trade. So now all we have to do is to replace Forex with crypto, CRY. Okay, typo there. Okay, looks okay. Instead of writing this, first let's try to print what we are getting. Okay, remember we're storing that in a attribute called self dot underlying list, so we can use that attribute to access those list item, right? And we are invoking the function. All looks good. I'll run the script. Let's see how many items we get. It says 73, right? We might get more than 73 because the backend or WebSocket returns all underlying assist registered, or like register under that particular instrument, right? Okay, so these many items we are seeing. Okay, I'll do one more thing. I'll also print the total length of crypto's underlying list. Okay, so this need, let's make sure we are getting all the items, all 73 items. If we get more, no problem, but we should not get less than 73, right? That's what I'm trying to make sure. So it says 79, right? In the platform we can see 73, but the backend or WebSocket is returning 79, and that's because some of the assist are not available to trade, and rightfully so. Here you can see suspended true, right? When it's suspended true, these particular assets are not available to trade. And in the platform, what's done is it's filtering, it's filtering and displaying only the assets that are not suspended. Okay, so out of 79, here you can see the total length, it's 79, right? And out of 79, 6 of the assist are like suspended, or it's suspended set to true, right? That's why 79 minus 6 becomes 73, rightfully so. So we are getting the right data, right? Now let's try to fetch uh, let's try to fetch CFD or stocks data. Okay, so stocks, under stocks we can see 293 available to trade. Now let's change this to CFD. Okay, it's for stocks. Yeah, run the script. Okay, so many data under CFD, right? Okay, 367, right? And here we can see 293. So that means so many stocks assets are currently suspended or not available to trade, right? It says 13 only because the PS code console is overflowed, and like the rest of the like top data is being like cut off like half. That's why we're not getting, but you can still see 13 or 14 of them are suspended, right? So that's fine, all looks good, right? uh let's do one thing. Okay, let's do one thing. I want to make sure, like out of that 300 something, 293 is the data, right? That is the data that we are supposed to get. So what can be done is, here I am going to do one thing. So let's do file writing, right? In file writing we are already filtering for is suspended false item only, right? We want to store these small items only. So instead of printing, uh, let's store this thing in a file. Okay, now it's going to overwrite this file. Right now it contains forex assist only, and 45, you can see 43, 45. Okay, line up to line 45. But now we are supposed to get, okay, so looks okay. Let's see how many lines we have. We have 340, 348. Okay, we are getting 348. What may be the reason? So the total length was, okay, I will run this script again. I want to know the total length of it. Okay, it was 300 something. I forgot it. uh, just a moment. Okay, 367, right? 367. And we are getting how many here? 346, right? Excluding these two, because these two are not the underlying list, underlying assist, right? So this 346, that says 300. Da, 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 da. Calculator. So 346 plus 14 are suspended. That makes 360. Okay, yeah, I think there are more than 14, assist suspended, and we're not able to see like top part of assist because of PS console limit, right? But that's okay. But it's still why we are getting 246. If we add commodities, that becomes 300. 3, right? And if we add 16, that becomes 319. And if we add 27, okay, I'll do calculation again. This may be the thing. Okay, this CFD may contain all these things as well. Okay, let's do the calculation. So 293 plus 10 for commodities plus 16 for indices plus 27 for ETFs, that becomes 346. Okay, okay, so apparently in CFD this commodities, indices, ETFs are also included. Here you can see 346, right? You can see up to line 348, but on first and second line we don't it doesn't contain the assist list, right? And if we exclude that, that becomes 346. Now it explains why we are getting 346. That means we don't have to fetch these things like separately, because CFD or in for like in CFD. Okay, so stocks is for stocks, but CFD it means like all these things. Okay, my bad. Stocks like for company stocks, right? And these commodities, indices, right? So these three and these stocks combined becomes CFDs. That's why we're getting 346. Looks perfect. This is good for us because we don't need to separately fetch these things, right? All right. Okay, so far looks so good. Now, okay, so until now we have been fetching like individual instruments, either forex, crypto, or CFD separately, right? Now we can keep this function as it is, except I am going to move this to a different function or utility function. Okay, and then we will save all three, crypto, forex, and CFD's underlying list in one common file. Okay, under one common variable that contains dictionary as this way, name and ID as key value pair. So okay, now let's write a new function. I am going to okay, for now I'm going to comment this thing. Now let's write a function, and I am going to give it a name that is self-explanatory. So let's say save underlying assist to file, or write underlying assist to file. Okay, write underlying assist to file. Okay, and this needs to, since this function is going to either write underlying assist of all the instruments list passed, or one particular uh, instrument passed, right? It needs to accept one parameter called instruments, and these instruments must be list. Okay, it cannot be string, it must be list. So this gonna look like something like this. Okay, let's make it as comment. So this gonna look something like this: either forex, either CFD, either crypto. Okay, so we need to, okay, we need to pass it as a list. No, like there is no more discussion about this. Okay, but we can pass only one item inside a list, like in case where we want to get let's say forex underlying assist only, CFD underlying assist only, crypto underlying assist only, pretty much what we did like recently, like But if you want to get all the items, no problem, you can pass it as this way. Okay, so now let's say, so this, since this instrument gonna be list, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop through this. So for instrument, in instruments, right, so instrument gonna be list like this, and the instruments gonna be list like this, and the instrument gonna be one particular instrument, or a marginal type, like marginal trading type, like Forex, CFD, or crypto, one individual item from this instrument list, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this function for each instrument. Okay, so self dot get marginal underlying list, right? And since this okay, this marginal underlying list excuse me, here you can see this is static, right? But like here, these three things are common except their name. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to make it as dynamic variable. I'm going to use as placeholder dynamic value, and now it needs to accept one argument, and that's need to be string, right? And let's do string formatting and pass this dynamic pass this value to make it dynamic. Okay, now before we were calling that function without argument, but now we must call or invoke that function with one argument, and that's need to be instrument like Forex, CFD, or crypto, and that's need to be passed as a string, right? Now we can pass this here, right? Looks good. And instead, now I'm going to return, okay, now I'm going to return self dot underlying list for particular instrument from this function. Before we were printing and doing file handling operation in this function, right? But now I'm going to instead return the underlying list, right? And we can store, now I can assign this returned value to a variable like this, right? And what I'll do is I will print so I will print the instrument, okay, the instrument that's being passed to that function, and the length of underlying assist returned by that function. Okay, let's run the script. We should see something like Forex. Okay, my bad. Actually, we need to invoke this function, right? So invoke this function. This time we must pass a list, right? We can pass this way. Okay, if you want Forex only, you can. Okay, I'll show you what I'm talking about actually, right? I'll pass Forex only. Let's see how many items we get. No doubt we will get something like 46. Good, Forex 46, right? The function is working. Let's make this to CFD. Gonna be 346, right? Excuse me. Okay, 367. Okay, that's okay, because it's also giving the suspended to assist list, right? That's okay. And then crypto, 79, right? Perfect, it's working, right? Now instead of this, I will pass the whole list, right? And we should get all three: Forex 46, CFD 300 something, crypto 79, that way, right? Forex, crypto, CFD looks good, right? So we are getting what we wanted to get, right? So next, what do we need to do? Okay, now let's store this thing in a new list. So I'm going to say as merged list, right? And this needs to be list. Okay, this is gonna be list. And then instead what I'm going to do is merge list dot append. I'm going to add like particular instruments underlying list to this merged. Okay, let's say merged. This is better, I think. Okay, and then now we need to change this one as well, right? So I'm going to append this underlying list to this list. Okay, and after doing that, let's see what we are getting. Print the length of merge underlying list. Okay, first let's see like how the like how many length we are like having inside this list. Okay, I just want to make sure like it's working the way we're expecting. Okay, so for Forex there are 46 or 43, like 46 item like without filtering, right? But we are getting one. And why is that? Instead of length, let's print the underlying assist leads itself. I want to see like how the data is structured, why we are getting one. Let's go to, oh, it looks like list inside list, that's why we are getting uh, the length as one. And the problem is actually this underlying list returned by this function is a list itself, right? And we are appending list inside a list. So I don't want to append a list, but I want to, you know, add items from this list to this list. So instead of append, we can do something called extend. Okay, so in extend gonna add items to this list, not the way as append. Append basically appends like the whole thing, and like the way it is. But the extend does unpacking and adds item to this, right? Now I will print the length. This time we must get 46. 46, the total length, that's 46, right? Perfect. We So 46, right? So it's working as expected. Okay. Now let's pass all these three things. Let's see if it's combining or not. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Perfect. 492 items are inside this new merge underlying list variable, right? Now the first part for these functions is done. Now what needs to be done is do file handling. Okay, so we'll do file handling, and we can give the name is okay, marginal underlying list. Instead of underlying list, I want to say as assist. Okay, this name that I changed is for this thing. Instead of underlying list, now we will have this variable. Okay, so under this variable we will have this item. Before, these items were under this underlying list variable, but now I'm changing the underlying sorry, now I'm changing the variable name only. Okay, I'm not doing anything extra. And I copied the whole function from here. Okay, and out of this function, the modification that I made was the variable name, nothing else. Okay. Okay, all right, so looks okay right now. Okay, now I'll run the script. This time we must get more than 400 something, right? This was for CFD, but we have now we are combining forex, crypto, and CFDs. But why we are getting 75? Is this for crypto? Yeah, this is for crypto, but we are passing. This is what we are doing. Oh, okay. This variable needs to change, right? Because what it was doing is like this self dot underlying assist when looped this way, the crypto is like looped like the crypto is like looped in the last, right? So underlying list contains cryptos data only, because by default what we are doing is on each function invocation to get underlying list we are setting underlying list to none. So at the last iteration it sets underlying list to none, and then it fills data with crypto's underlying assist. That's why we got crypto's underlying assist data only. Now instead of that, what needs to be done is we need to use this list, not the underlying list. Okay, this needs to be this way. Now this time we must get more than 446, something like that, right? Good. Okay, looks okay. Okay, first currency pair, then is stocks, right? And then cryptos, and that becomes 464. 464. Yeah, I think okay, the function is working as expected. Okay, I just want to make sure the total length and the number of items written in this file. It says 462. Okay, 492. Fine. Okay, so it's filtering for suspended item. Like I was, because of these two and this two, like 462, 492, I was confused. It's not filtering or something like that. That's why I ran the function again, but it's working as expected. As expected. My bad. Okay, now everything looks good. Okay, now this is not necessary anymore. We can get rid of this, and then also this printing length like a line, right? If you want you can keep it, no problem. And since this function is like it writes underlying list and does not return anything, what we can write here is we can write something like type hinting. This is type hinting. Okay, what this does is this function returns none. Okay, and then this function what this does is it returns list. All right, so these are type hinting. Okay, but it's not necessary. If you don't want to write this thing, that's okay, it makes no difference. This is for us to understand, like whenever someone looks at this function, okay, like whenever he reads the first line, he knows, okay, he or she knows like, okay, this function is going to return list, this function returns none, right? So these are type hinting. And then in function, like you don't have to necessarily return anything. When you like don't return anything, it returns none. Okay, so thing is essentially the same, doing like this, doing this, writing return none, or not writing anything at all does the same, it returns none by default. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video.